Hello there, it is Pete over at the Sampleist, and today we are checking out Tina Guo Storm Cello by the Crow Hill Company. Tina Guo Storm Cello is arguably the boldest instrument from the Crow Hill Company yet. Through collaborating with Steve Mazarro, the intention is to recreate Tina's electrifying solo performances as though she is in the studio with you. Through a combination of 19 core orchestral techniques and an impressive amount of sound design, Tina's electric cello ranges from exquisite to snarling at the twist of a dial. If you're looking for a turbocharged cinematic cello, then Tina Guo Storm Cello will leave you electrified. Tina Guo Storm Cello downloads at 32GB and it runs in its own Crow Hill Company plugin. Currently it's on intro sale of £129. In this video we are going to check out the sounds and the functionality of Tina Guo Storm Cello, and then I've thrown it into the all-important composition challenge. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the Crow Hill Company for sending over a copy of Tina Guo Storm Cello. Of course, while we do receive the instruments for free, it doesn't in any way cloud our thoughts, ideas or judgments. We are working composers just giving you our insights. So without further ado, let's jump straight in to Tina Guo Storm Cello. Here we have Tina Guo Storm Cello from the Crow Hill Company loaded up in its very own Crow Hill Company plugin. There is a lot to get through in this library, so I'm just going to start playing. We're going to start off with the core techniques. The front page controls the majority of the library, so as we go through, I'm going to just add some controls and some customization so we can see how this works. So we start off with techniques. All of these are key switchable, and we have sustains. It's very close, it's very dry, it's very detailed. Sounds brilliant. And it's a great foundation for all the sound design and the cool things you can do with it. So we'll get onto that shortly. Got sustained vibrato. And then we have the glissando. Now these are essentially legato patches. So the glissando gives that kind of slur and it creates a legato effect. And of course, if you try and hold down two or more notes, it's not going to happen. So it's single notes, and I think the effect is absolutely fantastic. Sustained vibrato. Then we've got tremolo. Sol ponticello. Beautiful. Harmonics. Expressivo. So I'm just really showing off the range of the instrument there. It sounds fantastic across its sample range. Marcato. And again, very expressive. And then we've got marcato vibrato, excuse me. I was just changing this key switch accent there. Tenuto, sorry. I love how dry these shorts are. Now if I just turn the space off completely. That is a really, really close mic'd instrument. Okay. Oh, yeah, I did fall off a key there. Spiccato. And then we got pizzicato. And then we got fourths. These are triplets. You just hold down a note and you get a sequence. Then we've got eighths. Sound brilliant. Triplets. Okay, so when you program those, get them right on the grid, otherwise they'll go out of time. But yeah, they sound spot on, just razor accurate when you're programming and playing them to a click. Sixteenths. Again, amazing. And then these ones are 16ths, record at 160 BPM. Lovely. And the lower register is wonderful. Now, I keep using the word wonderful because this is kind of the foundations, as it were. Everything is really close. It sounds great. And when you start working with it in the mix, it sounds so much fun. But I'm going to show you some of these different controls. Now, timbre, obviously, if I was go to, let's just go to sustain gliss. So timbre controls CC1. Now, if I go back to the eighths, 120. The speed core over here, you adjust the speed. So the core is the original recording. You can go to times 0.5. 0.75. 1.5. And times 2. So if you're on 16ths times 2. Yeah, that's Tina playing it incredibly quickly. Sounds brilliant. Okay, so we've got this control here. Then we've got the signal control as well. And this blends the acoustic signal with the, I want to say the DI signal. I wasn't 100%, but you can hear the difference. So if I just go to sustain vibrato. So you can hear the difference there. Now, we're going to, actually, let's just do space. So the space. Okay, so it creates a bigger space, some reverb, for want of a better word, but we do have different controls up here. Yeah, so it is reverb, obviously. Yeah, anyway, now this form is so much fun. So I'm going to stick with this sustained vibrato. You can adjust or choose any of these different forms. So we've got calibrate. Now, if I just turn this up, okay, so you can hear the effect that has. It's kind of like a giant echo. Then we've got swave. I'm trying to play two hands and with the mod wheel. Hence my key choices. So let's exaggerate swave. Sounds even bigger. Then we've got aether. That's going to keep going, that one. For Bowden. So it sounds more evil than my personal favourite, amped. So this library does actually incorporate Tina's own pedal board as well, which is very interesting. So that's amped, and then the last one is mayhem. Okay, so we're getting the idea. There's lots of sound design going on. So if we go over to the textures, we've got all of these different textures. I'm not going to play through absolutely everything, but I want to give you an idea of some of my favourites. So feathered arp. Sounds stunning. Octave drones. So this is where the real cinematic side of this library comes out. Octave falls. And these are great when you play them in unison. Absolutely love them. So again, I've not added any extra reverb or anything. It's just, yeah, what comes out of the box, and it's really, really fun. We've got body taps. Beautiful. Melodic phrases. Again, really, really interesting. I did use these in my composition. In fact, everything I've just played you has been in my composition. These just fit perfectly well. They sound gorgeous. Now, from what I gather, to change the key, you can actually adjust the pitch up here. So I believe that's a semitone. Yeah, so every increment is a semitone. So you can fit all of these different phrases into whatever key you're playing. Pinch harmonics. Absolutely beautiful. Siren chords. Incredibly fun. We've got forever risers, which are kind of like a shepherd tone. So I'm not going to mess around with the CC1. I'm just going to play an E. So that will go on forever. And to quote the fantastic Nigel Tufnell, you can go out for a bite and you'll still be hearing that one when you come back. It just is a forever riser. It's a shepherd tone. Fantastic. Super Ponticello. And then we got twin arpeggios. I just love that movement, and again I've used that in my composition. We've got some whole tone trills. Sounds great. And I'll just do trill waves major. Beautiful. So it's not measured tremolo, trills. They're just I say they're waves, so they give movement, this organic movement. They sound great anyway. So we've got all of these different textures to work with. So far we've got our core techniques and we've got different textures. Now what you can do is play around with different effects. There's also a gate stepper. Which I did play around with and use in my composition as well. It sounds wonderful. And then we do have a mixer as well. So everything we kind of need. You can load and save your own presets, which is fine. Just the volume there. And then you can bring up the sound design, all the techniques, and there's textures as well. So if we go into the sound design, these are just bonkers. I love them, and I've used a lot of these again. I'll talk about the composition in a moment, but these are great. It's just a melee of sound. If you go to Macabre, went fairly twee there. Mirage. Lovely stuff. You can spend ages just playing around with these. Sweet Dreams. And let's just do one more because it is just so much fun to play around these on your own. Let's just do Up and Away. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Very, very cool stuff. So I'm not going to explore any further. I have spent hours working with Tina Guo Storm Cello. Now, there are so many aspects of this library that I absolutely love, but I've not experienced anything that I haven't just been grinning about. It's absolutely wonderful. So making sure that you obviously go through techniques, textures, and sound design, you're going to get the most out of the library, but then it will give you inspiration to start creating your own different sounds and saving them as well. So in my composition, I had a wonderful time. I use only Crow Hill Company instruments. So the vertical piano, concussion drums, which I absolutely love. I did pick up the electric piano, especially for this demo. I try to think what else I use. I use the bass part. So I really want to get some low end. So I combined Cosmos with glass strings, the bass. And everything else is Tina Guo Storm Cello. Oh, I did use the new guitar as well. I want to say the dirty guitar. Filth. There we go. Wonderful library. In fact, I bought that just as well to make this demo. It gave me a good excuse because it's been on my radar for a while, so there we go. And it just shows how well all of these Crow Hill instruments blend together. But I've used lots of sound design. I've used a couple of my own patches that I've made, and I've used as many articulations as I possibly could. So what we're going to do is check out the composition, and then we are going to go to my closing thoughts. And here we are, it is closing thoughts time, and we are talking about Tina Guo Storm Cello from the Crow Hill Company. I've spent days and days, hours and hours working with Tina Guo Storm Cello, and I have to admit, I'm still grinning from ear to ear. There are all the core techniques that you'd expect within a solo cello library, and the glissando patches really do carry that legato feel incredibly well. And then of course we've got the 23 experimental textures going on and all of the sound design that goes into this library, and it's so much fun. There are so many different dimensions and different uses for Tina Guo Storm Cello. It's incredibly cinematic. It's got so much sound design and functionality and customization. You can just keep creating your own different patches, different ideas. It's absolutely wonderful. But the proof, as I always say, the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is the composing. And when you're working with this library, not only is it fun, but you get results incredibly quickly. Whatever is in your head, you're going to get down into your DAW, but also it sends you off into different directions depending on the patch that you load, or the different setting that you use, or the different customizable controls that you dial in yourself. There is so much scope for just creating new sounds, and the longevity of this library is absolutely massive. For me, it is a recommendation. It is a huge recommendation. I think it's absolutely wonderful, and just like many or all of the Crow Hill Company libraries that I've used, it's not just an instrument, it's not just sampling and programming, it's just this playground of sound design and fun, and you can really tell the team behind this are just having so much fun and enjoyment creating these instruments. All that leads me to say is thank you so much to the Crow Hill Company for sending over a copy of Tina Guo Storm Cello so we could make this video. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave a like on the video, and of course drop us a comment. What do you think about Tina Guo Storm Cello? Have you already picked it up? Have you been using it in your compositions? How is that working out for you? And then, of course, please check out our other videos on YouTube. We have well over 400 now, so there's definitely something for everyone. And finally, if you're not done so already, please hit that subscribe button. It takes 3 seconds of your time, but it means the absolute world to us. We don't have any kind of affiliate links or sponsorship deals. We just make these videos for the love of the composing community. So until next time, have a great day and make that stormy electric music.